Welcome in, everyone, to the last game of day 2 here for the 2026 Filipino World Series. We've got Team Los Angeles and Team Midwest taking it on. The team of blues here for the Filipino World Series. Will Lewin joined alongside Henry Harrison for today's game. We had a spectacular game here at College of the Canyons beforehand between Team Hawaii and Team All-States. Team All-States able to get another Mercy Run Rule win against Team Hawaii by a score of 16-2. A phenomenal showing by Team All-States this morning, but now we've got Midwest, who weren't able to close out their game against the very same Team Hawaii that lost to Team All-States today. They lost that game yesterday 8-7, and they'll be donning these very true blue jerseys up on the field as the home teams. And then Team Los Angeles in the baby blues, they got absolutely routed by Team All-States yesterday by a score of 16-0. First pitch on the way, and it's a ball outside to start off today's game. 4:59 ahead of schedule here for today's game. Beautiful skies here, not a single cloud in sight. And again, just the facilities at College of the Canyons here, absolutely unreal. Another pitch outside for a ball. Quickly makes it 2-0 here. Dillinger Sanchez leading things off here for Team Los Angeles. Umpire calling time. Looks like they are asking people to put on helmets if they are not inside of the dugout. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lifted, and fouled. Colin Campagna getting the start for Team Midwest up on the bump. He'll be aided by Nico Chinchilla behind the dish. As that next pitch is swung on right back at him. The toss over to first in time for the first out of the inning. Looking around the field here for Team Midwest, Andrew Orozco Jr. playing first, Iam Nemivan at second, Joel Peña in the sixth spot, then Riley Orlanes playing third. In the outfield going left to right, you've got Sinjin Palacio, Julius Gutierrez, and Peter Mackey. Now hitting is Jaden Shaw for Team Los Angeles as that pitch finds the outside part of the zone for a strike. Jaden Shaw, the two-hitter. He'll be followed by Julian Diaz in the three spot. Ethan Dallin-Pines hitting cleanup. Evan Bowie, 5. Kate Izuno, 6th. And then Caleb Seelson, Brian Strasburger, and Jalo Venus to round out the 7, 8, and 9 spots for Team Los Angeles. So a comfortable start here for Campagna up on the mound as that pitch is outside for a ball.
Head umpire Alex Sanchez throwing down to our pitcher.
Yeah, the umpires from this morning switching roles. Definitely got a little bit chippy there towards the end of the All-States and Hawaii game. Some of the Hawaii coaches not too happy with certain calls during that game, and you can tell that the tensions were kind of rising. Obviously, for that Hawaii team, they were desperately trying to figure anything out as that ball is hit to the right side. First baseman for Team Midwest fields it cleanly. Orozco taps on the bag himself, and there are quickly 2 down here for Team Midwest. But yeah, I mean, down by double digits basically throughout the entirety of that game, Team Hawaii this morning. So it kind of makes sense why those tempers are flaring, but always got to remember to keep it in control. This is a tournament between friends, between families. Obviously, everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to put their best foot forward, but sometimes you just, got to accept what's being taken to you at the time and, move on to the next game. First pitch into the new hitter, Julian Diaz, is called a strike. 0-1 the count now. 2 outs here for Team Midwest. Trying to retire the side to start off this game. Again, Midwest started really well yesterday in their game against Hawaii, but it was the later half of the game where they slowly gave up the lead and eventually lost the game on a walk-off. But here's Campagna really wheeling it in here for Team Midwest. 0-2 count. Taking his time, through his windup, the pitch. Outside ball. trying to really work around this hitter here. Diaz, the first baseman, trying to get it going early here for Team Los Angeles. Wasn't able to get any runs across the board yesterday. The 1-2 swung on and fouled off. We'll do it again. But yeah, Henry, I feel like one of the big conversations that we'll be having throughout this game is how Team Los Angeles responds. Giving up 16 runs and not even being able to score a run is definitely a feat to behold on the All-State's part. Here's the 1-2. Big looping off speed inside for a ball. Now evens the count at 2-2. Campagna trying to locate his pitches here. That one swung on and fouled off. Diaz doing a good job battling here.
Yeah, we talk about an elusive first out in some of those blowout innings. We've seen Team LA Team LA looking for that elusive first run.
That pitch is swung on and missed by Diaz. The throw over to first base gets him on the drop. Third strike. Team Midwest see 3 up and get all 3 down for an out. It's still 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the first inning.
My name is Jordan Cochon, graduating class of 2026 from Warren Township High School. You're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Team Los Angeles have taken the field, but Team Midwest are due up to bat here. A little bit of momentum on their side. It'll be Julius Gutierrez leading things off with Nico Chinchilla following closely behind him in the 2 spot. Riley Orlanes will be in the 3 spot with Campagna hitting cleanup. Iam Nemivan and Angelo Roscoe round out the 5 and 6 spots. And then Joel Peña, Peter Maki, and Sinjin Palacio will be the 7, 8, and 9 hitter for Team Midwest. I've got Henry Harrison here telling me about the defensive lineups for Los Angeles. What we got going on here today, Henry?
On the mound today for Team Los Angeles is going to be Micah Doe. Behind the plate for him, Kate Azuno, longtime starting catcher for the SoCal teams. In the infield on the left side, we have Evan Bowie at third base and Jaden Shaw in the 6th spot. Second baseman today is going to be Brian Strasburger, and holding down the corner at first base, Julian Diaz. From left to right in the outfield, we have Levinus, Dillinger Sanchez, and Ethan Dalumpines.
Yeah, the Birmingham native there. We were there yesterday for the 2 games overlooking the opening ceremonies. But the pitcher, Doe, is ready to go. Julius Gutierrez steps into the box here. And again, Henry, we mentioned it in the top half of the inning. First pitch from Doe is outside and away, outside and high for a ball. Again, how does Team Los Angeles bring it all together? Again, so many things went wrong for them yesterday as that ball is lifted into right field. Right fielder's got a beat on it. Battling the sun is going to be the biggest concern for these right fielders today at College of the Canyons, as it is just glaring right in their faces. But the first out will be recorded.
By the Birmingham native.
Dalumpines. Now Nico Chinchilla digs in. Doe's pitch. Finds the zone. Chinchilla takes a hack at it, but it's foul. He'll start off 0-1. And yeah, to just kind of highlight, the sun, especially in this game, is really going to be a problem for this right side of the field as Chinchilla fouls that ball right back to his body. He'll have an 0-2 count here. But you could kind of see Dalumpines having a hard time tracking that one down and seeing it into his glove. But again, the Birmingham vet, big varsity guy there in Lake Balboa, as that ball swung onto the left side of the infield. Third baseman for Team Los Angeles gets the ball, throws it across the diamond for the second out of the inning. Team Los Angeles making it look easy, just like Midwest is doing on the defensive end of things. But yeah, this sun going to play a huge factor in today's game. And honestly, Henry, the name of the game is just beating out the sun. Unlike years prior where we've had the privilege of being at Valley College, where they've got lights and we can go into the night and have those really chaotic atmospheric night games, We're now trying to get this game over with before the sun sets. Here's Riley Orlanes digging in as that pitch is high for a ball. 1-0 here. Doe not happy with that one.
We should be okay in terms of sunlight. Sunset scheduled at 7:52 p.m. this evening.
That pitch swung on right side of the infield. Second baseman picks it up cleanly, throws over to first base for the final out of the inning. 2 back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Midwest and Los Angeles. We'll see you on the top half of the second.
My name is Micah Doe, graduating class of 2028 from Poway High School. You are watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Will Lewin and Henry Harrison back here with Game 8 of the Filipino World Series. Last game of day number 2. Midwest taking on Los Angeles. Both teams looking for their first wins of the tournament. Midwest looking for their first ever Filipino World Series win in history. Back in the action here. First pitch is outside for a ball. This is Ethan Dalampinas, the starting right fielder for Los Angeles, leading things off here. The pitch from Campagna inside for a ball. Now 2-0 the count. Dalampinas doing a good job getting ahead early. But we mentioned Dalampinas coming from Birmingham High School. And again, Birmingham, so many victories, so many championships that they have hoisted in the last, even 5 to 10 years, let alone the history of the program. Me, myself, obviously coming from the San Fernando Valley and being in the same division and league as Birmingham, they were always a powerhouse and, a force to be reckoned with. So that ball is hit high into the air. Right fielder's got to be on it, coming in and makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Can definitely tell that there's a big Midwest favor here in the bleachers here of College of the Canyons, because it seems every out that's recorded, there's just a huge uproar whenever Midwest are the ones on the defensive end of things. This is now Evan Bowie. Campagna doing a good job so far. That off-speed pitch not finding the inside part of the zone. He'll start this count with a ball, 1-0. The next pitch, again, inside, still not finding the zone. It's now 2-0. Begs the question whether or not Campagna is really trying to locate certain pitches in certain places. He's kind of got one of those cheat sheets, if you were, on his waist as that ball is popped up in foul territory where it'll land, and it'll be the first strike of the at-bat. Got one of those kind of like, what do you call them? It's like, so when football players like look at you, what's the term for that, Henry?
The play sheet on your wristband.
Is it
I'm not sure the
like a
technical
playbook?
name.
Yeah.
Playbook on the, yeah.
But there's got to be a name for the wristband itself. But yeah, he's got one of those kind of hanging off of his belt here. That pitch swung on him, missed. Big swing there from Evan Bowie, not able to catch any piece of that. It's now even at 2-2. Campagna comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and lifted high but shallow. First baseman's tracking it down in the sun and makes the grab. Andrew Orozco Jr. with his first opportunity to try and battle the light here to see that one through, and is successful this time around. But again, it won't be easy as this sun continues to set here.
It's a wrist coach. The playbook.
A wrist. That's a fitting name. I like that, a wrist, because obviously it's got the playbook and it's on your wrist. So I like that, a wrist coach. This is now Katie Zuno. First pitch he sees outside for a ball, now makes it 1-0. Katie Zuno, son of Jessica Del Mundo, who's a big part of the whole reason why this whole World Series happens to begin with. As that pitch is swung on, lifted deep into center field. Center fielder coming in, trying to make the catch. He will do that cleanly. Another 1-2-3 inning for Team Midwest here in the top of the second. They've got their next at-bats coming up in the bottom.
My name is Joel Pena, graduating class of 2028 out of Niles North High School, and you're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Welcome back into the 2026 Filipino World Series broadcast. You're watching this on the Philippines Baseball Group YouTube account. You can catch a select amount of the games from this year's World Series right here on YouTube. We're recording these games as they happen and then uploading them later at night when the service is just a little bit better for Henry and I here in the broadcast booth. But Saturday, championship day at California State University Northridge, we're hoping that we can get the stream set up so that everything will be fully live. But if you are looking to catch live feeds of the game, you can do so by heading over to the PBG website as that ball is blasted to left field. Left fielder doesn't know where it's going. It goes right over his head. Runner's digging around for two. He's looking up to try and get three. It'll be a stand-up double for Colton Campagna. Have yourself a day, Mr. Campagna, getting it done. Doing it both ways here. Call him Mr. Otani, the way he's shoving on the mound, and now with an extra base hit in order to get the hitting started for Team Midwest and get the first hit of this game. Bunt shown, pulls it back, called ball here. This is Ian Nemivant, the starting second baseman for Team Midwest. But as I was saying, again, those live feeds of the game, you can catch those on our website, philippines-baseball.org. As that pitch is way over the head of the catcher for Team Los Angeles. Kate Azuno had no chance of reeling that one in, and it'll move Campagna up 90 feet and 90 feet away from scoring here. We saw this yesterday from Team Midwest, really able to get the runners on and getting them on early. Bringing them in wasn't an issue. It was about consistently doing it throughout the game. Doe's pitch. Outside again. It's going to get by the catcher one more time. Doe doesn't even attempt coming towards home plate. He knows the run is going to come across to score, and it's 1-0 Midwest. The double off the bat of Campagna certainly rattled the pitcher Doe as he throws back-to-back wild pitches and allows the runner to score.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a miscue between the catcher and pitcher. They're expecting off-speed low and fastball gets away from Azuno. One run scores, and Midwest currently has their second lead of the Filipino World Series. Let's see if they hold on to it.
Yeah, now the catcher and pitcher duo here, Cade, is going to go out to Micah and have a bit of a debrief again. Now's the time to be doing it again. You know, you give up the first hit of the game, and 3 pitches later, you give up the first run of the game without having the batter actually get on base is obviously not the way anyone wants to go about it. But that's just the situation Micah finds himself in here. Nemivant digging back in, and that'll be ball 4. So after the double off the bat of Campagna, Doe has now thrown 4 balls in a row. And now it's Andrew Orozco Jr. stepping up to the plate here for Team Midwest. The pitch. Outside, catches the zone for a strike. Great bounce back pitch there from Doe. He's going to want to look to keep this momentum here, Henry. Orozco choking up on the bat. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Caught a piece of it, says the home plate umpire. A strike nonetheless. It's an 0-2 count here. Great bounce back spot from Doe here. His 0-2 pitch. Runner's going to take off from first. It's high. Kate Azuno can't handle it behind the dish. And it'll be a standing up defensive indifference. Oh my God, he doesn't look like he knows what's happening. He dives back to the bag, and he's safe. Nemivant thought he may have been tagged out or maybe thought that there was a foul ball or a dead ball. He started walking back towards the Midwest dugout, realized the ball was still live, and had to dive back to second base. So while he wasn't diving back to obviously dive into the bag on the no throw, he was diving back to avoid the tag. That pitch outside now evens the count, at 2-2. Orozco choking up on his bat here. That pitch swung on over towards right field. It'll drop for a base hit. Right fielder coming in to collect it. The runner coming around third is going to be held up there. It'll be a base hit for Orozco. No run score on that play, but Midwest knocking on the door here, wanting to put more runs on the board. Head coach for Team Los Angeles, Jackson Briscoe, is going to come out and have a word with his players.
Well, if anything, the positioning of Dalampinas was very good in that he kept the runner from third from scoring.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of those kind of bloop hit singles in the shallow parts of the outfield. And again, Orozco with a two-strike approach right there does a phenomenal job getting that pitch outside and just poking it the other way. And now we've got runners on the corner here for Team Midwest. Not sure what Jackson Briscoe is having a conversation with. It looks like he kind of wants to check on his guy, Micah Doe, the pitcher. Not sure what this is about. I think it may be Coach Briscoe being
extra cautious.
Yeah, get a little bit skeptical of the injury. Again, it does seem like something is affecting Micah Doe, but, obviously with how this inning has gone, it obviously hasn't been perfect. To say that the so-called no-hitter was broken up is, a bit of a stretch 2 innings into this game. So now Jackson Briscoe calling his catcher, Cade Azuno, back up to the mound. And again, they will continue their meeting on the bump. Again, not really sure what that was about. I'd be curious to know why Briscoe is, again, kind of like really honing in on just his pitcher here. Instead of obviously talking to the group, obviously a bit of a hype-up call right there as he slaps him ferociously on the stomach. But Micah Doe looks like he's ready to go. Maybe just a little bit of a pep talk from Coach Briscoe. We know that that's his go-to thing to do. He's the king of pep talks. We obviously saw it our first time broadcasting these games, where his big phrase throughout the 2024 Filipino World Series was that the job was not done until they finally hoisted that championship trophy, where the job finally finished. So a runner on third, a runner on first. The pickoff attempt there is unsuccessful as a diving base runner comes back safely. This is now Joel Pena for Midwest. Doe's offering, bunt shown, it's not gotten down. It'll be a called strike on the attempted bunt. We'll see what they do here again with that failed bunt attempt. Almost looked like he wanted to call time there. Micah Doe really taking control of this game as that ball is lifted foul. Seems as though, again, that conference between head coach Briscoe and his pitcher really seemed to be about kind of taking this game back into your hands, back into your control. He's kind of lost it here, but now with taking his time on the mound, it's really kind of coming full circle here for Doe. The pitch. Low, called, strike three. Pena can't believe it. He looks at his dugout in disbelief. Home plate umpires got him down on strikes. That allows Peter Maki to step up to the plate here. Starting right fielder for Midwest. Getting to the latter parts of the lineup here for the team in royal blue. Micah Doe again taking his time up on the mound. Here's his windup, the pitch. Runner's going to take off from first base. It's a fake throw from Cade Azuno. It won't go down as a stolen base. It'll be another defensive indifference there on Los Angeles, not wanting to make the throw down. Don't want to give the runner on third a easy way to get to home. Infield is playing in now. Doe comes set. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. Second baseman coming over to back up the throw. They're kind of things you love to see, Henry, right? It's good to see that kind of stuff still, that, even at the high school level, that's still going on.
I was just about to say the same thing.
That pitch fouled right into the speaker system here at College of the Canyons. But, I mean, it's built to take that kind of impact. Our camera equipment, I think, one
Remains to be seen.
Yeah, one big breeze, and I think we're in for a world of hurt and a world of doubt. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Big hack there from Maki. Isn't able to come up with anything. And again, Doe is really in his element here. It would be huge if he could get this strikeout here back-to-back and leave these runners stranded. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Micah Doe has completely flipped the script here. Midwest thought they were definitely going to catch a couple of runs this inning, but Micah Doe had other plans for him. 2 outs here for Team Los Angeles as Sinjin Palacio will step into the batter's box for Team Midwest. Doe's pitch fouled back. He just keeps pounding this zone here, Henry. Not letting up again. Was kind of rattled there a little bit throughout the middle of this inning, but has really pulled it together. 2 back-to-back strikeouts. Looking for a third to close out this inning. Here's his 0-1. High and inside. Palacio able to get his head out of the way of that one. It evens the count at 1-1. That pitch swung on and missed. Palacios shaking his head in disagreement of himself. Didn't really like the swing there. It's kind of a bit of a tomahawk chop there on the top half of the strike zone. And now Micah Doe is coming from the full windup. Here's the pitch. Outside part of the zone. Called. Strike 3. Micah Doe finds his groove and strands 2 runners in scoring position. 1 run comes across for Team Midwest. We'll go to the top of the 3rd inning. Midwest with the lead 1-0.
My name's Kaden Miranda, graduating class of 2028 from Walnut High School, and you're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Top of the 3rd inning here between Team Los Angeles and Team Midwest, and the Jackson Briscoe special is in full effect. Has a word with his pitcher, Doe, and he just completely locks it in to close out that inning. Now Los Angeles with their 3rd opportunity in this game to try and get aboard and get on base. On the other side of the field, Campagna has been having himself a game. Not only has he been doing a phenomenal job up here on the mound, but even hitting. Got that double to start off the bottom of the 2nd inning, but there goes the first hit of the day from Campagna. Call it a broadcaster's curse as the hitter Caleb Seosin sees that one all the way through and gets it right back up the middle for a base hit. Brings up Brian Strasburger, second baseman for Team Los Angeles. Runner fakes like he's taking off. The ball just gets by the shortstop of Team Midwest on the line. Here comes the runner from first. Up first on 3rd, and the runner on 2nd will be safe. Strasburger diving in for a double. Los Angeles are feeling it now. Doing it out on the field and doing it here up to bat. Brian Strasburger puts 2 runners on base. He leaves it up to Jalovinas to finish the job here and finally get Team Los Angeles on the board. Team Midwest playing in. This is Campagna's true first sight of adversity here, Henry. It'd be interesting to see how he deals with it. No outs on the board. Here's the first pitch to Lovinas. Call the strike. Beautiful pitch. He's telling his dugout that was the slider there.
Yeah, as you said, Will, Los Angeles first run just 90 feet away.
Second pitch from Campagna almost nicks the arm of Lovinas, but instead falls for a ball to even up the count at 1-1. The last thing you want to do in a situation like this is give up the free base, and a hit by pitch would have put Campagna in a whole different world of hurt. Here's his 1-1, swung on, lifted foul. Team Los Angeles in the true Southern California fashion that we've seen so many times throughout the years. When you think they're down and out, they immediately jump back at you. Only took a few pitches for Los Angeles to be in a prime position to get some runs on the board here, Henry.
Yeah, Midwest puts one on the board. Now LA's got some blood in their mouth. They're ready to play.
Here's the pitch. Inside part of the zone, not called a strike. A lot of the parents here in distress about that call. Again, Henry, we've been talking about just the amazing job that the officiating crew has been doing for the Filipino World Series. And again, they've been very consistent with their zone as that pitch is swung on and missed. Lovinus goes down on strikes, and it seems as though Campagna, after shaking off the jitters to start off this inning, has slowly started to come back. Seems as though the umpire is issuing a warning to the Midwest dugout. Someone's saying something in the back there. And now we'll go back to the top of the lineup here for Team Los Angeles. Dillinger Sanchez digging his feet into the batter's box. 0 for 1 on the day so far. Grounded out his last time up in the first inning. First pitch he sees is swung on, lifted foul. He'll start at 0-1.
Yeah, Alex Sanchez, the umpire behind the home plate, and Dax Villalta in the field, switching sides from this first game. They've been the crew with us since we were at Birmingham yesterday. Great to have them here at the College of Canyons.
Campagna's 0-1 pitch. Swung on over towards the right side of the field. It gets by a diving first baseman. The runner from third will score. Here comes the runner from second. The throw coming into home is on line, but not in time. Sliding in safely is Strasburger all the way from second base, and Dillinger Sanchez has himself a 2 RBI single. He advances on the throw and finds himself in scoring position for Los Angeles. Los Angeles have finally woken up here in the third inning and put themselves ahead of Team Midwest. Henry, you talked about the blood in their mouth, and man, what a way to show it there off the bat of Sanchez.
Yeah, and they get not 1 but 2 runs, their first of this Filipino World Series 2026, and their first lead of the day. 2-1 ball game, Los Angeles in the lead.
Jaden Shaw will be the new hitter digging in. Was looking like he was calling for time there. Umpire didn't grant it, and instead, Campagna lands that ball in for a strike. So 1 out, runner on second. That off-speed pitch doesn't quite find the zone. Dillinger Sanchez getting a big lead over at second base. No one really holding him down in the middle infield of the Midwest team. Campagna comes set, takes a quick look over at second base. Second baseman looked like he was crashing in, doesn't do so. That ball is hit through the 5-6 hole. Here comes Dillinger Sanchez. Coach Himes is telling him to stop where he is. Might have been a good idea there. The throw from the left fielder of Team Midwest was on line. St. John Palacio reading the situation well there. Great throw to his cutoff man. Holds the runner at third, but it'll be a base hit for Jaden Shaw, his first of the day.
Team LA, just back-to-back hitters attacking these holes on the left or the right, then the left side of the infield.
This will be Julian Diaz now, the 3-hitter. Great opportunity here to put some stats up on the board for himself. He's got the wheels of Jaden Shaw on first, the wheels of Dillinger Sanchez on third. That pitch low and outside for a ball. Good scoop there by the Midwest catcher. That's Nico Chinchilla, keeping that one from getting to the backstop. And keep in mind, the 1 run that Midwest scored was purely off of Micah Doe really kind of losing his feel. That pitch swung on over towards the right side. A great grab from the Midwest first baseman. Has a hard time getting the ball back in his hand, and he can't find the bag. By pure luck, Julian Diaz finds himself on first base with a base hit and an RBI.
You know, I think the line drive over to first base still had some energy in the ball even after it got to the glove of the first baseman, Orozco.
Yeah, Andrew Orozco there. And as a first baseman myself, it's very important to know the situation. You have so many coaches talking about knowing the situation. And especially as a first baseman, sometimes what people call the captain of the infield, it's important to know that when that ball is hit to you, you know where you're going with it at all times. In that situation, it looks like, okay, I've got this ball. Do I turn to first base and tag that bag? Or do I throw it over to second base and hope that my second baseman is coming over to cover me and get that double play? Very confusing there. Orozco is definitely going to want to try and dial it in here on the on the first baseman spot, excuse me. But again, a run does come across, and it's now a 3-1 game here in favor of Team Los Angeles. A great answer after, again, not being able to score any runs against Team All-States yesterday. We've got Ethan Dall'Ampina stepping in here. Another runner on scoring position for him, this time at second base. First pitch in the dirt for a ball. Julian Diaz over at first, again, miraculously gets on base. Those are the kind of hits that while you're running down the baseline, it feels like an eternity for you to get there because you can see the play happening right in front of you, and you're thinking, oh, is he going to start running to the bag? Is the guy going to cover? Is he going to throw it? As that ball is lifted into center field, he flips the bat courageously. The runner's going to come in from second base and score with ease as the ball gets by both cutoff men in the middle of the field. Great piece of hitting there from Dall'Ampina as he gets that RBI single, pushes Diaz over to second base, and again, everyone is just trading places here for Team Los Angeles. Another mound visit incoming here from Midwest, and you'd like to imagine that a substitution is in order here, Henry.
A couple of guys warming up in the bullpen for Team Midwest. I think a pitching change is in order. The Los Angeles bats just kind of have the Midwest pitcher figured out.
Yeah, and because of that, they're going to take him out of the game and bring a new pitcher into this one here in the top of the third inning. 4 runs have already come across for Team Los Angeles. We'll step aside as the pitcher gets warm.
My name is Caleb Siosin, graduating class of 2028 from Gar High School. You're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
After 4 runs come across here in the top of the third inning, Midwest head coach says that's enough for the starting pitcher Campagna. It'll be Jimmy Harrington relieving the duties here. Both runners are in responsibility of Campagna, so his day isn't completely done yet. No lines to read for him quite yet. But it will be up to Harrington to try and reel it back in for his starting pitcher. First pitch finds the zone for a strike. Throw back to first base, not in time. Evan Bowie, the hitter now, officially be Harrington's first batter of the day. The pitch, off speed, not going to find the zone. Catcher really held it there to make sure the home plate umpire knew where it fell. But it'll even the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch swung on, lifted high and foul back towards the bleachers here at College of the Canyons. A big shout out to College of the Canyons for allowing us to use their baseball facilities this week. We will be here all week except for tomorrow. There was a game here yesterday. I believe that was the Hawaii and Midwest game.
Team Midwest calling Valencia home.
Yeah. The 1-2 offering from Harrington, not going to find the zone, way outside. A good reach and a grab there from the Midwest catcher to keep it in play. It evens the count at 2-2. Harrington threw his windup, swung on and missed. Not the prettiest swing there from Evan Bowie. It'll go down in strike swinging, and it'll be the first strikeout recorded from Harrington on his first batter of the day as Katie Zuno steps into the box here for Team Los Angeles. College of the Canyons baseball field here, side by side with the softball field. We appreciate them for their power outlets to turn on our center field camera, which you're currently looking at now. Great angle here of the action. First pitch to Izuno, not going to find the outside part of the zone on an off-speed pitch. We'll start at 1-0. Izuno not able to reach base in his first at-bat. Harrington, couple of looks over at second base. Here's his pitch. Outside and in the dirt. Another great stop there from Chinchilla. But it'll be 2-0 now. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Runners on first and second. The pitch off speed, finding the inner part of the zone for a strike. Catcher Chinchilla there, Henry, I'm not sure if you saw, was kind of calling off his middle infielders to get away from the runner. Basically telling, trying to say, hey, let's not have our pitcher worry about this. Let's get the guy on the plate right now. Here's the 2-1, swung on right back up the middle. Middle infielder's a little bit of miscommunication. He gets the ball and reaches over to try and touch second base, and he does so successfully. A great play there from Ian Nemivant to get the final out of the inning, and the bleeding stops for Team Midwest. It's not before 4 runs come across as Team Los Angeles lead at 4-1.
Hi, my name is Tristan Castellar, graduating class of 2028 from Loyola Academy, Chicago. You're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Los Angeles able to get the scoring going in the top half of this inning, getting 4 runs. Answering to the Midwest one run that was scored last inning. That pitch, a tiny dribbler back to the pitcher. It'll be an awkward play. The throw is on line, but not in time. Props to Micah Doe for getting that ball and at least giving it a chance over at first base. But again, that ball just dropping right in front of home plate, not allowing Micah Doe to really get a play on it. And Midwest will start this inning with a runner on via the base hit. Nico Chinchilla now stepping in after his teammate Gutierrez, able to get on base. Doe coming from the stretch again. Bunt is shown right down the first base side. It's almost perfect as it was riding the foul line the entire way. Los Angeles able to pick it up in foul territory. And Chinchilla will instead start with an 0-1 count here. A beautiful bunt there. It just wasn't spinning quite the right way. It's obviously the difference between push and drag bunts. Push bunts are a lot harder because when it comes to the spin of it tailing towards foul territory, it always makes it difficult. I always find it easier to hit the drag bunt. Drag bunt and me are two best friends, 2 peas in a pod. Micah Doe really taking his time here. That pitch not finding the outside part of the zone. Evens up the count at 1-1 here. Chinchilla 0 for 1 on the day so far. Had his first at-bats 2 innings ago. Runner's going to take off from first base. The throw down again on line, but not in time. Julian Gutierrez with a stolen base. Puts a runner on scoring position. Setting up his teammate Chinchilla to try and drive in another run here, and Midwest need him. No outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And again, Henry, for a game that, we kind of talked about was really all about defense starting off, now the offenses are really starting to show up. The pitch from Doe. Low, but a good block from the catcher of Team Los Angeles, Kate Izuno. Keeping that one in front.
Yeah, the defenses always tend to start tight and making all the plays. But as the game wears on, people get tired, holes start to open up, and with every hit that LA put on the board, it starts to demoralize the Midwest defense.
Three and 2 count here. On Chinchilla, Micah Doe's pitch way up outside, and the runners are going to advance. Kate Izuno can't hold on to it. Micah Doe comes in to cover the bag. Chinchilla is going to get a big lead from first as the first baseman is not covering. And now the runners are on the corner here for Midwest with no one out.
Chinchilla looked like he was going to go for 2 after he rounded the bag there at first.
I feel like had he known the kind of situation that was going on as he was running to the bag, maybe his teammates in the dugout telling him, hey, like, you know, take a big turn here, definitely could have had a much easier way of getting to that second base bag. But I think by the time he got to first base and realized what was going on behind him, it was already too late. Kate Azuna had the ball turned around, and Kate Azuna's got an arm on him. We've seen that throughout the years, and he is not hesitant to throw that ball over, even with a runner on third. So this brings up Riley Orlanes. Runner's going to take off from first base. It's going to be a hit and run. The runner from third will score. The throw over to first is in time. Nicely designed play there from Team Midwest. They sacrificed the hitter in order to score the run. The runner on first base takes off early to break up the double play. And now a runner is still on scoring position for Team Midwest here, but one out has finally been recorded here for Los Angeles. Colton Campagna would have been the hitter here, but he was subbed out. So now this will be Jimmy Harrington. So Jimmy Harrington is now hitting for Colton Campagna, for everyone keeping score at home. That pitch way inside, able to duck out of the way of it. 1-0 count here on Harrington. So Harrington and Campagna just simply switching spots in the defensive alignment and switching spots in the lineup itself. That pitch finds the outside part of the zone for a strike, evens it out at 1-1.
But yeah, as you were saying, the sacrifice to bring the run in for Midwest was good, but then LA also sets their defense up with one out now. The double plays in effect.
Micah Doe taking his time up on the mound. A few looks over at second base, decides to commit to home, and it's a swing and a miss from Harrington. One of the big spots for guys barely coming into the game is that you wonder, are you coming in hot or are you coming in cold? On the mound, certainly coming in hot, but here at the plate so far, now with that big swing and miss, right down big, juicy for him, wasn't able to catch a piece of it. Again, Doe just taking his time up on the mound.
Some mind games from
the runner
on second. Chinchilla.
Big wind up there from the stretch. Really trying to rattle the runner, and the runner's trying to rattle him. A good mind game, like you said, Henry, going on at second base. The mind games will start again here between Chinchilla and Doe. Chinchilla, the runner on second base, time called by the home plate umpire. Not sure if it was due to the batter or to the catcher.
Or to that rowdy Midwest dugout.
Yeah, seems to be very adamant, though, about making sure that no pitch was thrown. That pitch swung on and fouled back. Harrington doing a good job battling here. So the final line for Colton Campagna, 2 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, no walks and 2 strikeouts. Add that up together for an ERA of 12 on the day. So that pitch is low and outside for a ball. The count is now full at 3-2. Again, after the strong start from Campagna, definitely not the way that he wanted to finish it off there, but his teammate Harrington able to come in and do a job, making sure that those 2 runners that were on both didn't come in and keep the damage to an all-time minimum and still keep this game in range. But now Midwest with an opportunity knocking on the door here to try and get back at Los Angeles for the damage dealt in the top half of the third. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Doe, way inside. A ducking Harrington barely got out of the way of that one. And he will get his free base nonetheless on ball 4 as it brings up Ian Nemivant.
Yeah, Harrington called to be the firefighter on the mound and comes in ready to spark fire with his bat. Instead, he ends up on first with a walk.
Yeah, and a scary walk at that. Balls at your head is never what you want in the game, but got to do whatever it takes to try and get on base. Jimmy Harrington, a great job getting out of the way of that one, but again, doesn't necessarily, you have the whole adage of, oh, like you got to wear one for the team. On a 3-2 count, I'm not going to wear that, with all due respect. Bunt is shown here as that pitch is outside. Runner's going to take off from second base. The throw is in time, but the ball is dropped by the third baseman for Team Los Angeles. The runner from first will advance 90 feet, and Chinchilla is slow to get up over at third. It looked like he was doing everything in his power to avoid that tag, but he's just playing games on the ground. Up and active now. Nemivant with a golden opportunity here to give Midwest the tie, if not the lead, with one swing of the bat. Doe's pitch, outside part of the zone, ball 2. After such a slow offensive start between these two teams, it's really come together for him now. Infield in for Team Los Angeles. That pitch not going to find that inner part of the zone that Doe was attacking. Both middle infielders crashing to make sure that he didn't miss that one. Talked about that earlier, Henry. It's good to see that kind of stuff still.
I noticed they're always doing it when a man's on third. It's definitely to keep the errant throw back to the pitcher from being the cause for another run coming across.
Yeah, I mean, again, you never want to give anything for free, especially in such a very highly contested game like this. You don't want to be doing that stuff. And as we're saying, giving things up for free, that ball goes way over the head of catcher Kate Azuno. It'll be a walk for Nemivant, and it'll also score a run on the wild pitch. Jackson Briscoe quick to get out onto the field. He's going to call time. Not sure if a pitching change is in order here for Team Los Angeles, but it will be Orozco Jr. to be the hitter that Micah Doe either faces or doesn't face next, and it won't be Micah Doe facing Orozco for a third time. So we'll have a pitching substitution here for Team Los Angeles, just the same inning that Midwest had to change their pitchers out on the collapse in the first half of this inning. But we'll step aside for now, let the pitcher get warm, and be back here in the bottom of the third.
My name is Ryder Olanis, graduating class of 2027, and I attend Naperville Central High School. You are watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Pitching change now complete for Team Los Angeles here in the bottom of the third inning. Trying to put an end to the 2 runs that have already scored this inning. Runner's going to take off early from first base. No throw from Kate Azuno. It'll go down as a defensive indifference there. Orozco Jr., the hitter, hits that one out to center field. Center fielder's got to be on it. Makes the grab. Throw to third base will stop the runner from second from advancing, but the runner from third will score. Jimmy Harrington coming all the way around after getting walked. It's now a 1-run ball game here. Joel Pena now stepping up as the new pitcher is Aiden Villoroman. The pitch. Outside, Kate Azuno not able to handle it. And the runner from second will advance 90 feet. So after the pitching substitution here, a sac fly to score the run. And then a wild pitch to advance the runners further as another wild pitch is thrown. Runner's going to score from third, and the game is tied. Henry, it certainly hasn't been a game of blunders here for Team Los Angeles. Again, you look back at that second inning when Midwest were able to tack that run on, and again, it really was a bit of a collapse for Micah Doe. He comes back and finishes the inning, but now Villoroman comes up, and both runs that were accounted on Doe's part come in to score. Villaroman's pitch swung on and fouled.
It's definitely a tough spot to be in as a reliever. Only a 1-run lead and 2 on. So maybe now with the bases cleared, we'll see Villaroman with a little more calmer disposition.
That pitch swung on and missed. Pena not able to get a piece of that, and you're absolutely right. It really is a big mental thing when you're going from the windup and going from the stretch. Obviously, people look at it and go, well, you're still throwing a baseball. At the end of the day, as that pitch is swung on and missed. So after the 2 wild pitches and both runners coming in to score, Villaroman's able to lock it down against Pena, record the last 2 outs of the inning, but the game is now tied. Midwest able to put 4 runs on the board, just like just like Los Angeles. We'll see you in the top half of the 4th.
My name is Brian Strasburger, class of 2028 at Taft Charter High School, and you're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Back here with the action in the top half of the 4th inning between Team LA and Team Midwest. A 5-4 ball game. Midwest were able to take the lead in that bottom half of the 3rd inning. Now LA back up to hit that pitch inside for a ball. Caleb Sealson will try and lead things off here for Team Los Angeles. The pitch swung on over towards the left side of the infield. Third base and shortstop trying to get chased on it. It'll be the shortstop that makes the grab. The throw over is not in time. A bit of miscommunication there between Orlanes and Pena. Pena's the one that winds up with it after Orlanes is not able to get his glove all the way down to the ball. A spectacular throw across the diamond, but not in time. And Sealson finds himself safe at first with a base hit. So now it brings up Brian Strasburger. Strasburger 1 for 1 on the day. Came all the way in to score as that pitch finds the outside part of the zone. Quickly makes it 0-1 here. Jimmy Harrington still up on the mound for Midwest. He was substituted in last inning after Campagna just kind of let it go a little bit. Harrington comes set. Creeping over at first is Sealson. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lifted high and foul. The other game currently going on right now is between Northern California and Mid-Atlantic. Mid-Atlantic falling to Southern California yesterday by that immense 17-2 rout as the pickoff attempt is not going to be successful and it gets away from the first baseman. Sealson is going over to second. His teams are telling him to round it to go third. Here he comes all the way to third base. One person covering the bag and he'll be up safely. An errant throw from the pitcher Harrington allows Sealson to advance 180 feet and now is in scoring position.
Yeah, a mistake there is just really unforgiving here at Gillespie Field. It just goes all the way to the back of the bullpen. It's not fenced in, so it is over there behind the bullpen pitcher's mound. A lot of ground to cover for the first baseman and the right field to get back over there.
Yeah, Henry, and you're from Northern California, a big Giants fan as well. You know that, bullpen being on the field all too well. Back in the day at Oracle Park, when you had the bullpens out onto the field.
I think you're thinking of the Oakland Coliseum.
I thought you guys had that as well for a good amount of time.
Not
in the early 2000s.
I've only been a Giants fan since 2020.
Well, that's the problem, brother. We need to get you well versed. Someone can fact check me on that. I'm pretty sure. Did Oracle Park have the bullpen out on the field once upon a time? But once upon a time though. That ball is going to fall for a base hit. The right fielder for Midwest blunders it. The throw to second base is in time, and he's out. Trying to advance a free 90 feet. The hitter for Team Los Angeles can't believe it, but he does bring in Sealson to tie the game at 5 apiece. So Strasburger trying to take advantage of the blunder from Midwest's right fielder. Excuse me, that was Lovinus. As Dillinger Sanchez now digs in here. Harrington's pitch outside for a ball, off speed pitch. Everyone's telling me that the Giants field never had their field, but I swear I can picture a time where, what's his name, Romo. When Romo, the relief pitcher for the Giants, I feel like I can picture him on the outside part, inside of the field, but on a bullpen. I could have sworn.
Like that, just past the dugout.
Yeah, like I know that obviously Oakland Athletics had it because,
It was the football field.
yeah,
the
basically,
Coliseum.
yeah, exactly. But like I could have also sworn that the Giants had that going for themselves as well once upon a time. I know that it's not the case anymore because they're still at the same field, but I swear once upon a time they had that working for them.
Might have been when Oracle Park was known as Pacific Bell Park.
Oh, is that
It
what
could
the
have
old
been
name was?
when it was first built. Fun fact for you, the only two privately funded stadiums in the entire MLB, Los Angeles Dodgers Stadium and the San Francisco Giants
Really?
Oracle Park.
Well, because I'm petty, I'm gonna look this up and I'm gonna try and find a picture. Because again, I don't know why I can. Yeah, see, it was inside, and then they changed it to this. My ball knowledge ranges far and wide here, folks.
Don't ever doubt
Don't ever doubt me. Is the the underlying message that we come to. Runner's going to take off from first base. The throw down is going to get away from the shortstop. The runner's going to try and get third. The throw over to third base is not in time. Another free 90 feet there on another Midwest blunder. And Los Angeles have an opportunity to try and take back the lead here, but 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Dillinger Sanchez did a great job reading that ball out of the glove of the shortstop for Team Midwest. And now Jaden Shaw with a great opportunity here to get his team back on top. Here's the pitch, finding that inside part of the zone for a strike. Harrington firing that one in. Beautiful location on that pitch.
that slide into third by Dillinger, kind of reminiscent of Trey Turner.
I was just about to say, Trey Turner sliding into home. What year is that? 2021? 2022?
The World Series.
I think it was 22.
Yeah.
They weren't in the World Series though.
He was just doing all season long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely a playoff game, but I don't think it was a World Series game because they didn't make the World Series in 2022.
2019.
He wasn't on the Dodgers in 2019.
Nats.
Yeah, he was on the Nats in 2019.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But this is Trey Turner when he was on the Dodgers. Are we thinking of two different? I mean, Trey Turner does it all the time.
Doing it all the time.
Yeah, it could be when he was on the Nats or when he was on the Dodgers. There's one specific play of Trey Turner sliding into home base that I'm thinking
I've seen
of.
the clip a million times.
Yeah, and it's smooth. It's in every Trey Turner edit.
Smooth like butter.
Smooth like butter. You a big BTS guy?
Not so much.
No?
But if I had to pick a favorite, I'll just go with V because that's my girlfriend's favorite. What about you?
Oh, is that a guy's name?
That's one of them.
Oh. I just know, is it Jungkook?
Yeah.
That's one of the guys? Yeah. That's the only guy I know. That pitch finds the outside part of the zone. Strike three. Henry, you are too busy talking about BTS to know what's going on the field, but it'll be a strikeout for Jimmy Harrington as Team Midwest are able to close out the inning. One run does come across for Team Los Angeles. It's a 5-5 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
My name is Evan Mendiola, graduating class of 2026 from York Community High School. I will be attending Lewis University in the fall. My favorite Filipino food is pancit. The Cubs are winning the World Series, and you're watching the Filipino World Series.
Back here with game number 8 of the 2026 Filipino World Series between Team Midwest and Team Los Angeles. Villa Roman still on the bump here for Midwest after being substituted in last inning. His offering outside for a ball, now 1-0. Jimmy Harrington with a phenomenal end to the inning. As that ball is lifted into right field, it'll get down. No, it's caught by the right fielder. Great job there by Ethan Dalumpinas to track that one down. And record the first out of the inning. Next pitch to the next batter is swung on and foul tipped into the mask of, I believe, the umpire. Took it like a champ. Doesn't seem to be affecting him too much, but it will be an 0-1 count here. Villaromon quick to get right back to the action as that pitch misses inside for a ball, 1-1. This is that ball is fouled off. Trying to make sure I'm not in danger's way here. As that ball is lifted over towards the second baseman. A great scoop and a grab, and the throw over to first is in time. A great play there from Brian Strasburger, dropping the knee in order to field that one and record the second out of the inning. Aiden Villaromon desperate to get his team back in the dugout here, as it'll bring up the next hitter for Team Midwest. The throw all the way from shortstop is in time, and a great stretch from the first baseman. What a play from Team Los Angeles, and what an inning. 1, 2, 3, and they're back in the dugout. We'll see you in the top of the fifth inning.
I'm Noah Ewing, graduating class of 2028 from Redondo Union High School, and you're watching the Filipino World Series. Let's go!
Welcome back to this matchup between Team Midwest and Team Los Angeles. Still a 5-5 ball game after the 1-2-3. Bottom of the fourth. Top of the fifth inning. First batter coming up for Team Los Angeles going to be number 16. Julian Diaz. Batting in the 3-hole. Behind him, Ethan Dalumpinas and Evan Boy.
That pitch swung on, lifted, and foul. Will Liu and Henry Harrison here in the Filipino World Series broadcast booth, the makeshift booth here at College of the Canyons. A beautiful afternoon here for us in baseball. We had the Team All-States and Team Hawaii game earlier, and just an absolute rout job from Team All-States, able to win that game 16-2. But we've got an absolute thriller here between Los Angeles and Midwest as Diaz swings and misses through that one. 0-2 count here. Jimmy Harrington still on the bump for Team Midwest. Again, Team Midwest in the royal blue, Midwest in the baby blue, powder blue, whatever you want to call it. 0-2 pitch. Low, finds the zone, strike three. Diaz looks up in disbelief.
And the Midwest boys throw it around the horn.
I love a good throw around the horn. But, to be fair, again, first baseman here, it's always so lonely because they only do third, short, and second. So sometimes they'll just do like the typical like catcher. Catcher always throws it to third. Like that is rule number one. But whether the third baseman throws it to the shortstop or the second baseman completely depends on the team.
Who he likes more usually.
For me, yeah, right? You think. For me, and when we would throw around the horn, we would go third base to short to second, back to third. But I have seen people go third base to second to short to third. I don't know which one I like more.
I'm actually quite sorry for you. In my high school, we would go catcher to third, third to first, then to the middle infielders, depending who the first baseman liked. Everyone got a piece of the horn.
That's what I always anticipated as that is a called strike there on Dalumpinas. Didn't think so. He dropped the bat, looking to take his free bag, but now the count is 3-2. That pitch swung on and missed. Now the count is 3-2. There we go. Umpire signals 3-2, as you can see there in behind the matchup there. Here's the pitch. Swung on foul. Dallin Pines isn't going to go down without a fight. We'll do it again at 3-2. But yeah, I always looked at throwing around the horn as a big community thing, like a big family thing. And whenever I was at first base, I was always left. So, but the thing is that and you obviously know what I'm like. I love being involved in everything. The 3-2 pitch swung on, lifted high in the air. Center and right fielder communicating with each other. It'll be the center fielder, Julius Gutierrez, camping under it and making the grab to retire Dallin Pines. Now Evan Bowie steps up to the plate here. But yeah, so what I would do to, again, just be like, I looking back, I think it was kind of annoying. But what I would do is I would just, that ball is hit over towards the left side of the field. Third baseman doesn't have a beat on it. The shortstop, the throw over to first is going to be offline. It's going to get past the first baseman. Evan Bowie's going to go around second base. The throw from Pena had no chance. It was a great snag from him in the infield in order to keep it out of the outfield, but the throw was way offline. Did not give his first baseman, Orozco Jr., a chance at catching it. And it allows Kate Azuno to get his third at-bat of the day. 0 for 2 so far. The only Los Angeles player without a hit in this game.
Peter Mackey for Team Midwest. Good coverage on that errant throw to first. Able to get that before Bowie has a chance at third.
Yeah, we've seen again how deep these kind of back stomps and out of bounds areas can be, where again the dead ball really doesn't play a factor, and the grass is so thick that the ball just kind of dies. So you're running out to get to it as it camps up under the fence. That pitch swung on and fouled by Izuno. But going back to the around the horn thing, so as soon as the strikeout was recorded, I would just like run to the mound and just like be there, because sometimes you would have like the second baseman and the shortstop also like come to the mound, like they would throw the ball and then come in, and then you'd all just like pat your guy on the back, whatever, getting the strikeout. So I would do that because you know how much I hate not being involved, as Kate Azuno takes that pitch for a ball inside. 1-1 the count. But yeah, throwing around the horn, it's small things like that where I feel like us as ex-athletes,
The game within the game.
yeah, you look back and you're like, wow, I really do miss it.
As an outfielder, I never took part.
Oh, yeah, you were really missing out in the outfield.
I really love the conferences on the mound when your left and right fielders come in and you guys just talk shop.
Because the thing is that I really used to enjoy being an outfielder because, like the diving grass, I love sliding around in the grass and all that kind of stuff, really making it difficult for my mom. Shout out Rachel Lewin for, laundry days because my pants were ripped.
Shout out Tide.
Grass, yep, shout out Tide. Shout out Gain. That pitch, check swing by Kate Azuno, didn't come all the way around. Great block there by the Midwest catcher to keep his pitcher, Harrington, in check. 2-2 the count here. But yeah, I used to really love playing outfield just for that alone, and especially playing outfield on like an artificial field. Oh my God. My favorite one of all time was Oaks Christian High School. That pitch in the dirt for a ball. Oaks Christian is obviously a private school, and they've got super nice facilities. Yeah, in Westlake Village. And the thing is that for whatever reason, they've got like 4 baseball fields. So it was great for tournaments and stuff like that. And everything is artificial. And it was so much fun when you'd have a beat on a ball and you knew that you have to lay out for it and sliding for about 10 feet before stopping. Oh, it was great. Kate Azuno's hit over to the left side. Third baseman fields it clean to the throw over to first in the dirt, but in time, and the first baseman's able to scoop it out. Nothing coming across there for Team Los Angeles. Midwest able to get out of the inning, stranding a runner. It's a 5-5 ball game here as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
My name is Colton Campagna, graduating class of 2027 from Andrew High School, and you're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
You're watching the Filipino World Series here on the Philippines Baseball Group YouTube account. This is a uploaded recording of Game 8 between Team Midwest and Team Los Angeles. Coming into the bottom of the 5th inning, a tied ball game here as the first pitch to Midwest is going to be a grounder right back up the middle, and it'll be a base hit. Evan Mendiola coming into the game and immediately making his mark. A base hit single. And it brings up Riley Orlanes. First pitch he sees is swung off and fouled. So looking at the lineup now, so Chinchilla is replaced. That pitch swung on and fouled back. It's now 0-2. So yeah, so Chinchilla replaced by Mendiola, number 20. And now this is Orlanes coming up to bat here. His third at bat of the day, was able to get an RBI as that pitch outside Izuno, the catcher, trying to do a beautiful frame job there. Wasn't lucky. And it'll be a 1-2 count here. The pitch swung right back up the middle. Line drive to the second baseman. Mediola is doing a good job of reading that one and diving back to the bag. As Orlanes is retired. And it brings up Jimmy Harrington, the pitcher. This is his second plate appearance of the day. He walked his first time up. As that pitch is high for a ball. So Mendiola is the runner who has just advanced. And another pass ball here from Izuno. He advances 180 feet in 2 pitches. Via Roman having a hard time locating his pitches. And there's now a runner in scoring position for Harrington. It's definitely an interesting spot as a hitter also pitching, because the mindset is that if you obviously give up some runs, you get put into an opportunity like this where you can get those runs back.
Harrington, the pitcher for Team Midwest, up to the plate. He's 0 for 0 today with a walk.
Pitcher-pitcher matchup. Takes that pitch for a strike. Gets the count to full here. Viraman threw his windup, the pitch, swung on and fouled. Harrington gonna battle his way on base here. The other game going on right now, Northern California taking on Mid-Atlantic. That game in the top of the 4th inning as that ball is hit over to the second baseman. He has a hard time handling it. It trickles into the outfield. A run comes to score, and the lead belongs back to the Midwest.
Big hit from Harrington and another hard 90. He's safe on first.
Yeah, Strasburger, the second baseman, had a hard time coming up with that one as the pitch to Nemivant is swung on and missed.
Nemivant had that great diving play to get the last out.
That pitch swung on and drifted between the 5 and 6 hole. That also gets into the outfield. A single there for Nemivant and a runner in scoring position for Orozco Jr.
Nemivant doing it with his glove and now with his bat. See what Orozco Jr. has.
But as I was saying, Northern California taking on Mid-Atlantic. They're in the top of the 4th inning. Northern California with a 12-2 lead can definitely tell that last-minute trying comeback against Canada where they ultimately failed and lost that game has really stuck with them. They scored 7 in the second and 5 in the third. That was after giving up 2 runs to Mid-Atlantic to start off the game in the first. So they're looking to tack on more runs here. They've actually got 2 runners on with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. That pitch swung on and drifted high and deep into right center field. No one's going to have a beat on it. It falls in between the right and center fielder. In comes 2 runners. One is going to score. They're going to hold up the runner at third, and it's a stand-up double for Orozco Jr., an RBI for him on the day.
Yeah, the pitcher for Los Angeles just kind of hung that ball right over the plate. And Orozco Jr. takes him deep into the gap in left center field. Sorry, right center field. And now Midwest with a good 2-run lead to Los Angeles. 7-5 ball game.
The new hitter is Joel Pena. Time is called, and it's a balk. Field umpire calls a balk. Both runners will advance 90 feet. One comes in to score. And it's now 8-5 Midwest. It's completely been blown open here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Seems like time is going to be called here for the Los Angeles coach, Jackson Briscoe. He's going to go out and talk to the field umpire to see why a balk was called. As Philip Yu, the new hitter for Team Midwest, awaits the pitch from Villa Roman. So a lot of substitutions this inning for Team Midwest. A lot of moving pieces. Henry, we've brought it up in previous broadcasts about all the different players moving around as a bunt is shown. Yu trying to do everything in his power to get that bunt out, reaching for the ball there, completely misses it. And Orozco is almost held up on the base paths there, is able to dart back to third in order to avoid being tagged out. So a 1-1 count here on Yu. Infield's playing in for Team Los Angeles as that pitch is swung on and fouled back. 1-2 the count now. So the questions about Northern California we had yesterday, I feel like are pretty much answered now.
Getting ahead early instead of waiting till it's too late.
Yep. That pitch swung on and missed. Yu down on strikes on his first at-bat of the day. This will now bring up Grayson Psyche. That pitch misses for a ball. 1-0 is how he'll start his first at-bat of the day. That pitch swung on and lifted into center field. It'll drop in front of the center fielder. Orozco comes in to score. It's now a 9-5 ball game for Midwest, their 4th run of the inning.
Team Los Angeles now in familiar territory with the lead growing. Only difference from this game and their first is that their offense has also come alive. They're just behind the 8 ball at this point, 9-5.
Another substitution here for Team Midwest. This is Dylan Arguelles as that ball gets by the catcher Izuno. And Psyche will be up standing on second from the pass ball. That pitch swung on and missed. 1-1 count here on Arguelles. That one finding the outside part of the zone, called strike 3. Down on strikes goes Dylan, but not before Midwest are able to get a huge lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They find themselves leading 9-5 as we head to the 6th.
My name is Jala Venus, class of 2029 from Corona, California, and you're watching the Filipino World Series.
Back here with game number 8 of the 2026 Filipino World Series. An exciting one here between Midwest and Los Angeles. The first pitch from the pitcher, Harrington, is going to be outside for a ball. Caleb Sealson going to lead things off here for Team Los Angeles. Top half of the 6th inning. The 1-0 pitch, way outside this time. It's now 2-0. So Evan Mendiola now finds himself behind the dish. Grayson Psyche is now the shortstop. Dylan Arguelles is now in left field, and Peter Maki moves over to right field for those defensive substitutions. That pitch is hit high and foul. It's now a 2-1 count. Again, you're catching a recorded, uploaded video of the Filipino World Series. If you're looking at trying to catch the live feeds of these games, you can do so by going to our website, philippines-baseball.org, to catch all the live ScoreCasts there. As for video, it'll just be recorded for now. But come Saturday at California State Northridge on Championship Day, we'd love to get those live feeds going for everyone at home, all the families watching their nephews, cousins, brothers, second cousins, third cousins, fourth cousins, I'm sure.
Nieces, nephews.
Well, they won't be nieces. Not in this game, at least.
I thought Team Canada had one.
I think they do. Peyton Chung,
she came
I
in for
believe
one
is
at
her
bat.
name. Yeah.
So
Team Canada's got a niece. Shout out Peyton Chung and the Chung family.
That's a first for the Filipino.
Yeah,
World
making
Series.
her first appearance in the
making history.
Making history, absolutely. Again, you know, there's so much growth to be had for the Philippines baseball group, you know, not just with the players, but again, with the different corners of the world that we're reaching, as that check swing is going to find some contact. It'll dribble over to the second baseman who gets the out in time. It'll move Sealson over to second, and a runner now in scoring position here for John Lovinus. Lovinus 1 for 2 on the day so far, has an RBI, but also struck out in today's game. His third at bat, as Strasburger was retired there. But yeah, speaking of every corner of the world, again, you know, having 2 new chapters being opened up. You're seeing one right here in Midwest in the royal blue uniforms. And then also playing right now is Team Mid-Atlantic. They've got their all gold uniforms, all creamy yellow uniforms that they've got going on. It's a good colorway. I do like it, but I really don't know how to explain the color, because it's not a yellow, but it's not a cream. It's like somewhere in between, and it's not like a beige. It's got like a tint to it, you know?
This is the Filipino World Series. I think there's a fruit that perfectly sums up that color.
Let's hear it.
Langka.
Langka. So we'll call it what? Lanka yellow?
Yeah.
Lanka yellow? Okay, cool. Because that was obviously the color of
the Futures team.
Yeah, NorCal Lanka. There you go. I don't know what Futures team you're talking about.
I got them mixed up with the Mash and Mangoes.
Come on, NorCal is your team. NorCal is your squad.
Year to year they change. You know,
don't mix up my
sometimes it's
Mash and Mangoes and my young Ubes with your NorCal Lankas. That pitch swung on in foul territory. John Lovinus. Runner in scoring position for him. Sealson, he's had himself a day so far. 2 for 2, 2 runs. And a walk on 3 at-bats.
Yeah, after the couple of singles, they decided not to pitch to him.
Yeah.
Lovinus now.
Pitch from Harrington, swung on out of the glove. It will. I thought that was a foul tip, if I'm being 100% honest, but they're calling it a passed ball, is what it looks like. So Seosin will safely reach third base. The new catcher, Mendiola, not able to squeeze that one and advances the runner. 2-2 count here on Levinas. Harrington looking in, gets his pitch. The 2-2 just nicks his forearm. It's a dead ball. Seosin thought it was past the catcher and thought he could score safely. He'll remain at third base on the hit by pitch. And now we go back to the top of the lineup in Dillinger Sanchez.
Honestly, I like the move from Seosin. Always check on that home plate. You might just get that free run if everyone wasn't paying attention.
Hey, and I mean, we obviously talk about hard 90. That doesn't just mean from home to first. That could be from third to home as well. Midwest coach is going to come out and have a quick chat with his pitcher and his infield. The right fielder is going over to his center fielder.
Left fielder said.
Left fielder, yeah.
Over here.
I kind of feel bad. Again, here we go. I think he's caught on to the fact that
he was out there picking daisies.
Yeah, he was picking daisies. There we go. Now he's making his way on over. Yeah, obviously as an outfielder, I'm sure you know.
Chasing butterflies and picking daisies all day. And then sliding for the grab also.
There you go. It's all about, I feel like as an outfielder, you have to stay locked in. It's very easy to kind of lose focus when there's, again, just nothing going on.
I think since the first quarter of this game, there hasn't been a hit to left. So
yeah, that's true.
He's been pretty unoccupied.
Yeah, there were a couple of balls that kind of split the left fielder and the center fielder, but you're right. I don't think there has been anything going over that way. It's really just been these bloop singles that have found their way in the shallow parts of the outfield. Here's Dillinger Sanchez. Runner fakes like he's going to second. He'll remain at first. Lovinas trying to trick Mendiola from throwing the ball down for no reason. The pitch from Harrington. Outside part of the zone, called strike one. Dillinger Sanchez on the day, 1 for 2. Came across the score. He's got 2 RBIs under his belt. And managed a free base in 3 plate appearances. That's a 500 day for Dillinger Sanchez. That base hit, of course, going for extra bases. And he also has a stolen base as well in this game. As that pitch is swung on towards the other side of the field. This will score a run. The runners will all advance 90 feet. And it is now a 9-6 ball game as Los Angeles is looking to chip away at this Midwest lead.
Great stuff. On the field, we're seeing Seosin running on contact. No doubt he was getting in, and the deficit falls 2-3.
So a runner in scoring position. This is Jaden Shaw, the shortstop for Team Los Angeles. That pitch finding the outside part of the zone for a strike. Makes it 0-1. Jaden Shaw on the day, 1 for 3. Came across to score, has also struck out in today's ball game. The 0-1 pitch inside, ball 1. And I mean, a quick shout out to Jimmy Harrington here. Through 3 innings, he's only given up 4 hits, 2 runs, and again, neither of them were earned. 2 free bases, however, and 4 strikeouts. So the ERA still perfect for Harrington as that pitch is popped high in the air. Right fielder giving chase to it down the line. It'll land in foul territory. Very close there. It almost seemed like the right fielder thought it was in fair territory, but you almost kind of play till you hear the whistle.
Yep, play it as if it is.
Play it as if it is. For lack of better terms, what would be the baseball?
Play as if it is fair.
That just doesn't sound as cool.
It doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound as cool as play until the whistle.
Play until it's foul.
Play until it's foul. Yeah.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it. We'll come up with something. 1-2 count here on Shaw. Harrington's pitch. Low and in the dirt. It gets by the catcher, Mendiola. Both runners will advance 90 feet. That's Sanchez at second and Lovinus at third, both in scoring position here for Shaw to really do some damage and try and get LA back into this game.
Shaw represents the game tying run should he get on base and make his way home.
Team Los Angeles have got another inning to work with, 5 outs in total to work with for the rest of this game. Here's Harrington's 2-2. That pitch swung on, lifted high into right field. Tracing back and making the catch as the right fielder. The throw to home was a phenomenal one, so much so that Lovinus had to backtrack back to third. A great play there from Nemivant, who finds his way over to right field from second base to keep the runner on the base paths here.
Nemivant, one of those utility players you're talking about PBG tends to produce. Great play middle infield, diving third out, and just now, great play over there and right.
I mean, to be fair, this Midwest team, have really moved a lot of guys around here, and a lot of substitutions have come about in this game, whereas LA are still rocking with the same guys that they started with. Jackson Briscoe really kind of taking that community college approach as that pitch finds the inside part of the zone for a strike on the hitter Julian Diaz. And it's quickly 0-1. Whereas, again, Midwest is kind of taking more of that high school kind of tournament ball approach where, you know, if you've got guys that can fill those gaps, put them in. It doesn't matter what they were doing the inning before. We need guys to do their jobs, and that pitch is going to hit Diaz. A free base there for number 16, and it'll bring up Ethan Dalumpinas.
The other advantage to moving your team around is you tend to develop more of those utility players. People don't get stuck in their ways and get so specialized, which can be good as well.
Which, especially at this age, is so important. That's Micah Doe coming in to pitch run for Julian Diaz. So as we were talking about substitutions for LA, and I said that they hadn't made any lineup substitutions. Obviously, there's been the one pitching substitution so far, but now a lineup substitution here as a pinch runner comes in. Again, Micah Doe, would you really even call it a substitution, as he's already found himself in today's game regardless? The starting pitcher for Los Angeles went 2 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 5 runs all earned, 4 walks and 3 strikeouts. Villa Roman has come in, has allowed 4 hits, but only 1 earned run. That pitch swung on towards the left side of the field. Third baseman picks it up cleanly. The throw to first base is in time to end the inning. Midwest is fired up as they're able to strand the bases loaded. It's a 9-6 ball game as we head into the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Hi, my name is Matthew Aquino, graduating class of 2028. I'm an incoming junior at Hampshire High School in Illinois. I play second base and pitcher. I am playing for PBG Midwest. You are watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Well, folks, gear up for an exciting end to this game. Midwest with a huge momentum shifting play there to end the top of the 6th inning, get their team back in the dugout. It's a 9-6 ball game in favor of Team Midwest over Los Angeles as that ball is lifted high in the air, shallow center field, shortstop calling everyone off, and he makes the catch on a knee. Jaden Shaw doing a good job of communicating with his teammates, making sure that he had all the real estate needed to field that one cleanly. As my mic skips away from me for a brief period there. Kind of embarrassing, Henry, I'll be honest. That pitch swung on over to the left side of the field. Third baseman's got it on 2 hops. The throw is in time. Great stretch there from Julian Diaz, who's been subbed back into the game after he had someone pinch running for him in the last inning. And he retires Mendiola.
Showing off the flexibility over there.
Oh, yeah. So 2 quick outs here for Team Los Angeles in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Jackson Briscoe definitely wanting his team to come back into the dugout, ride this momentum, find the 3 runs that they need in the top of the 7th to try and tie this game. The 1-0 pitch. Villaromon not able to find the zone there and misses inside. The count is now 2-0. This is Matthew Aquino stepping up to the plate here. That pitch misses low for a ball. Three and 0 the count here. Villaromon, after getting those 2 quick outs, has fallen behind early here. That pitch finally found the zone, making it easy for himself. It's now 3-1 here, but he's got to work all the way back. Trying to get this ball in play. Here's the 3-1. Finds the zone yet again. 3-2 the count now. Aquino a little bit upset with himself here. Kind of swinging the bat aimlessly with one hand. The 3-2. Swung onto the right side of the field. Second baseman's got a beat on it. He throws it over to first base in time for the out. So 3 quick outs there for Team LA, and they are immediately back in the dugout. It'll be their last opportunity to try and tie this game and avoid losing their second game of the tournament. It's 9-6 as we head to the top of the 7th inning.
My name is Ethan Davenplas, class of 2027 from Birmingham Charter High School. You're watching the Filipino World Series 2026.
Last opportunity for Team Los Angeles here. They find themselves down by 3 runs. It'll be Cachon coming into the game here for Team Midwest, trying to close out this game and give Midwest their first ever Filipino World Series win. Evan Bowie will lead things off for Team Los Angeles. First pitch he sees inside for a ball. Evan Bowie on the day, 1 for 3. Cachon gets his pitch through his windup, swung on to the right side of the field. Second baseman's fielding it cleanly and throws it over to first for the out. That's Jimmy Harrington playing first base now and retires the first batter of the inning. Cade Azuno now stepping up to the plate here. Cade Azuno still the only person without a hit on this Los Angeles team so far in this game. Cachon, the pitcher, looking to keep it that way and get his team 1 step closer to victory. Gets his pitch through the windup. Hits Cade Azuno, and he will continue this game without a hit, but at least he finally finds his way on base for the first time today. Wore it like a champ. And now it allows Sealson, the designated hitter, to come up with a runner on. Sealson has been hot today. 2 for 2 on the day. He's come across 3 times. First pitch he sees right down Broadway for a strike. Midwest dugout hyping up their guy, Cachon.
Midwest parents getting in on the action too. They're hyped. They want to go home with the win.
That pitch inside is also going to hit Sealson. So 2 hit by pitches by Cachon, and all of a sudden the tying run is up to bat.
So real quick, Murphy's men got done what they came out to do.
Which was?
Setting the table for a possible comeback. 3 runs remaining. It could happen. 1 out.
That pitch is high for a ball. Jimmy Harrington closes out his day 3 and 2/3 innings pitched. 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. 1.91 ERA for Jimmy Harrington, now manning the 3 spot out on the field. Potentially could be the person that catches the last out of the inning with the assist. The 1-0 pitch. High and inside for a ball. Brian Strasburger also, he's 1 for 3 on the day so far. He came across the score. He's the only hitter with an extra base hit on this Los Angeles roster, and man, oh man, do they need it now more than ever. Strasburger primed in the batter's box. Cauchon gets his pitch, takes a look over at second. That pitch inside, finding the zone, however. It's now a 2-1 count here. Again, these Midwest parents really trying to get behind their guys here. Get them to close out this game in neat and tidy fashion. 2 free bases have been offered up. As that pitch is outside for a ball, it's now 3-1. It's been a tough route for Los Angeles so far. After yesterday's game against Team All-States, losing that game 16-0, to now find themselves down by 3 here in the top of the 7th inning, and Cauchon is not going down without a fight. Makes the count full here at 3-2 with that beautifully placed pitch on Strasburger. Through his windup, the 3-2 hits Strasburger. And it's 3 consecutive hit-by-pitches from Cauchon. Right when you thought he was dialing it back after going down in the count early with an opportunity to record the second out of the inning, he hits Strasburger. And now the tying run is aboard. The bases are loaded. And John Lovinus, the left fielder, is now stepping up for his 4th at-bat of the game. He's 1 for 2 on the day so far with an RBI already. Looking to add on to that RBI total. 1 runner 9 feet away. The pitch, outside part of the zone called, strike 1. Beautiful fastball there from Cauchon, bringing it back in for his team, trying to get the win in relief. Looks in, gets his pitch. Another look at second, 1 at third. That pitch inside, ball 1. They're certainly not making it easy for themselves, Henry.
No, and Cauchon maybe needed a few more warm-up pitches because that ball on the inside, he's struggling with control there. That last pitch almost walked a run in.
Keita Zuno just drew a balk on Cauchon, and he is electric about it. He is letting everyone know the mind games that he has just won for his team to get them within 2. Is it safe to say that Cauchon is maybe a little bit rattled up there on the mound?
I think you hit 3 people. It definitely goes against your game plan. You don't know where to go from there. You came in with a certain mission in mind as the reliever, and now that whole plan is upended.
So a coach's visit here on the mound. There's no one warming up in the Midwest dugout, so this does purely just look like a conversation, a conference of such between his infielders and specifically his pitcher in particular. 2 runners in scoring position here for Lovinus. As again, Cauchon is desperately trying to close out this game for Team Midwest. Again, both teams in this game looking for their first wins of the tournament. Team Midwest looking for their first ever win in a World Series. Cochran comes set. That pitch called a strike on the inside part of the zone. Great pitch there from Cauchon.
He's finding his spot. He really wants that inside part of the zone to remain his, and earlier he just couldn't take advantage of it. Now it looks like he's starting to find his groove.
1-2 count here. Swung on over towards the left side of the field. The infield was playing in. The throw at home is going to be over the head of the catcher. Oh my goodness, here comes the runner from second. He's going to stay at third, and it's a 1-run ball game here. Not the prettiest throw from the Midwest third baseman. A bit of a lollygag throw over his catcher. The run scores from third. The runner from second advances to third. And the hitter, Lovinus, finds his way over to second base as the rest of the infield were too worried about the other run scoring. Now the winning run, go-ahead winning run, is on second. First pitch to Dillinger Sanchez is outside of the zone for a ball. And I mean, Henry, this is just the formula for your typical Filipino World Series game. Just when you think it's over, some team manages to claw their way back and get into the game. The 1-0 pitch to Sanchez, swung on and fouled off.
You know, the other exciting part, or maybe just the endearing part of this game, is on the other side of the ball. The shortstop for Team Midwest, Psyche, goes over and walks the third baseman back to his position, just to let him know, you know, we still technically have the lead. We can get in this.
That pitch is swung and it gets under the second baseman's glove. Here comes the runner from second. The throw into home is online in time. It is gonna be an out at the plate. Oh my goodness, what a throw from center field. Los Angeles are able to tie the game. The go-ahead winning run is tagged out at home plate, and the game is tied 9-9. Dillinger Sanchez, I mean, a phenomenal job hitting there. Sends it exactly where he needed it to the right side of the infield. The second baseman for Team Midwest, Matthew Aquino, who was subbed in not so long ago, blunders the ball there. But Tristan Kestelar able to get the frozen rope out all the way from center field and keep his team with a shout. Jaden Shaw, the hitter now. 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. Koshan outside for a ball. 2-0 the count here. Jaden Shaw on the day, 1 for 4. And I mean, shout out Dillinger Sanchez. 3 for 4 on the day. He's got 4 RBIs now. He's hitting .750 in this game. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lifted into shallow center left field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Here comes the go-ahead run. It's on the back of Jaden Shaw as he rounds second base, kicking for third. Here comes the throw. It's in time, and he's tagged out at third. The run counts. Jaden Shaw, what a hit. Couldn't quite manage the triple, but the lead goes to Los Angeles as they score the 10th run of the game. And now Midwest have a challenge. Down by a run, 3 outs to work with. What a game we've got here, folks. Don't go anywhere. Midwest with their last chance, down by a run, here at the 2026 Filipino World Series.
What's up? It's Grayson Psyche, class of 2027 from Adlai East Stevenson High School, and you're watching the 2026 Filipino World Series.
Team Los Angeles claws their way back into this game in their last dying embers, their last chance. They put up 4 runs in the top half of the 7th inning. And now it's on the heels of Team Midwest to try and muster up at least a run to keep this game alive, looking for 2 to win it. Jimmy Harrington, the leadoff hitter, rolls one over to third. He's got a hard time handling it. The throw to first is going to be offline. He does a great job keeping it in front of him, not letting that one go errant. I think you call that a base hit single for Jimmy Harrington. And I mean, what a day that he's had. That's Jimmy Harrington's first hit of the game, but he has come around twice to score as that pitch finds the outside part of the zone for a strike on Ian Nemi bunt. This has just been a whirlwind of emotions here at College of the Canyons. As a bunt is shown, it's popped up in the air. Can someone get it before it hits the ground? They don't. The throw to first will be in time. The runner does advance into scoring position. A little bit chaotic there on the drawn-up sacrifice bunt. Nemivant not able to get it on the ground. And this will now bring up number 12. That's Jordan Koshan, the pitcher, who is now hitting in the spot for Andrew Orozco Jr. The first pitch he sees, outside part of the zone, ball one. Koshan really struggled trying to get out of that inning. Gave up 4 runs, up by 3. Team Los Angeles now with the lead in this game. After that 4-run 5th inning, you thought that it might have been over, but they've battled their way back these last 2 innings, scoring 1 in the 6th as well to add on to the 5 overall runs they've scored in the last 2 innings. On 12 hits, they've left 7 runners on base, though. So there's definitely more room for runs there for Team Los Angeles. That pitch finds the inside part of the zone for a strike via Roman, the pitcher, evens the count up at 2-2. Two-two pitch finds the outside part of the zone. Strike 3. Runner's going to take off from second base, and the throw is in time. What were they thinking from second base? Los Angeles walks it off on a throw down to third base. The runner Harrington thought that he could play some quick games against this Los Angeles team, catch him sleeping. But the catcher, Izuno, who was playing mind games himself the inning before with that balk, is able to throw him out at third base. I have never seen a finish like that in my life. I almost thought that the game was over and I didn't know how many outs there were. The way that Harrington was running over to third. You know, because you just see it in your peripheral, and you're like, oh.
What is happening?
Yeah, what is happening? But, yeah, he thought that he could catch a free 90, and obviously with the hitter Koshan going down on strikes there, he thought, okay, well, you've got the strikeout. Obviously Izuno is a very, as we saw right now, Izuno is a very colorful player.
Yeah.
He will let you know when he has done a good job, as he should, right? And so he thought that with that strikeout, he might have done something like that. But Izuno, not the case. Grabs that ball, see what's going on. The throw down, couldn't have been any more perfect, and catches Harrington out on a dime. Henry, what a game.
What a game.
What a game, full of everything.
Harrington goes from hero to the last out of the game.
Yep.
I kind of understand the logic. You don't get big rewards if you don't take big risks. Maybe in a one-out situation, you do make that run as Harrington, because on the off chance the third baseman doesn't receive the throw from third, you just tied the game.
Yeah.
But in that situation, you just ended it because of your risk, and Midwest is going to have to go back tonight and hope to put something together for their third game coming up on Friday and see if they can eke out a win in what will be their second to last matchup of this tournament.
And don't forget that now this is the second time that Midwest has essentially been walked off. Obviously, Hawaii were able to do it the proper way, but this time, again, on a fielding decision like that, it's just unheard of. Again, you understand the thought process of Harrington, and again, it's 2 sides of the coin. If he would have been safe, you're looking at that and you're going, oh, that is a heads-up IQ play there from Harrington. But because he's called out, you're looking at it and go, oh, was that really the best idea? You know? It's that kind of stuff. But, what a game. Aiden Villa-Roman finishes his day with 4 2/3 inning pitched. After Micah Doe's 5 runs coming across, he only let up 1 earned run in today's game. 3 runs came in unearned, though. So, again, you erase that, and, this Los Angeles team kind of dominates them, but errors killed them throughout this game. He finishes with 4 strikeouts on the day. And on the other side of the ball, Jimmy Harrington, as we said, finishes a dominant performance with 3 2/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. On the other side of things, this is where it went wrong for Team Midwest, is Koshan gives up 2 hits and allows 4 runs to come in. And they're all earned. That is not what you want through an inning's worth of pitching. And that, again, doing the math, you've got 2 guys here combined that add up to an ERA of 40 in this game for Team Midwest. We saw it yesterday with the early lead that they had, that they dropped to Hawaii, and they've unfortunately done it here again against Los Angeles. Los Angeles able to get their first win of the season and bounce back after that 16-0 rout job against All States yesterday. So good for them for finally getting in the win column. Speaking of route jobs, as we take a look over across the scoreboard, Northern California and Mid-Atlantic still going on right now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Northern California now finds themselves with a 15-4 lead over Mid-Atlantic. Bases loaded, however, for Mid-Atlantic with 2 outs, and they've already scored 2 runs this inning. So could this be Mid-Atlantic making their coveted comeback just like Los Angeles did today? But an exciting game. Make sure, again, if you're watching this on the Philippines Baseball Group YouTube account, that you're subscribed and hitting that bell for notifications. If you're looking to watch these games or a sort of live feed of these games, you can do so by visiting our website, philippines-baseball.org, where we have the live casts and scorecasts of every game taking place in the 2026 Filipino World Series. And then again, Saturday, make sure to look out for those live streams right here as we take on the championship day at California State University Northridge. An exciting day at a D1 university. It's going to be a great turnout, a lot of people there, so make sure you're all tuned in. You're all sticking around for all the important information. But it's been an exciting one here at College of the Canyons as the sun slowly sets into the background. We'll sign it off for here right now. Will Lewin, Henry Harrison wishing you all a good night. Mabuhay, and we'll see you in the next one.